All right, let's dive right in. Look, we're all trying to get the absolute most out of our time in the gym. But what if the answer isn't just about working harder, but actually working smarter by tapping into your body's own incredibly powerful hormonal systems? Does this feel a little too familiar? You're being consistent, you're pushing yourself, but you've hit a wall. It feels like your progress has just slowed to a crawl. And honestly, it can be unbelievably frustrating.
Well, what if the secret isn't just adding another set or one more rep? What if it's about finding and unlocking a fundamental biological key that pretty much governs all muscle growth? That's exactly what we're going to talk about.
And that master key? It's testosterone. We're talking about the crucial hormone that really dictates your ability to build muscle, to get stronger, and even to burn fat more efficiently. Understanding how to support it naturally, that's a total game changer.
So, how do we actually do it? Well, it all starts with our very first pillar, training not just for the sake of lifting, but training specifically to trigger a powerful hormonal response from your body. And listen, this isn't just some gym theory. This is straight up biology. The science clearly shows that certain types of exercises act as a direct signal to your body, basically telling it to ramp up production of this vital hormone.
So what's in this toolkit? We're talking about the big dogs, the major multi-joint movements, squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and pull-ups. The reason these are so incredibly effective is that they recruit a massive amount of muscle fiber, which sends the loudest possible signal to your body to release those growth-promoting hormones. But it's not just what you do, it's how you do it. Of course, you need intensity, and you need to be progressively challenging yourself. But here's the crucial part, the balance. Overtraining is your worst enemy. Pushing way too hard for way too long actually flips a switch, raising stress hormones that will absolutely crush your testosterone levels. Okay, let's move on to our second pillar, because this is where it all builds. You can't build a house with the right materials, and you definitely can't produce hormones without the right fuel. Your nutrition is absolutely fundamental. Now, this is a point that so many people get wrong. For years, fat was made out to be the villain, but the truth is your body literally uses cholesterol from healthy fats as the raw material to create testosterone. It's that simple. No healthy fats, no building blocks. So the path forward here is actually pretty clear. You want to prioritize your hormone-supporting foods, things like lean proteins, eggs, nuts, and of course, those essential healthy fats. At the same exact time, you have to limit the stuff that sabotages your progress, like heavily processed foods, tons of sugar, and too much alcohol, because all of those can disrupt your hormonal balance.
Okay, so you're training smart, you're eating right. The final piece of this puzzle, and frankly the one that's most often overlooked, is our third pillar. You don't grow in the gym, you grow when you recover.
This number right here, it's pretty much non-negotiable. 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every single night. And why? Because your body's testosterone production actually peaks during deep sleep. Skimping on sleep is like intentionally turning down the dial on your own muscle-building potential.
And beyond sleep, there's another recovery killer we absolutely need to talk about: stress. Chronic stress, whether it's from work, life, or even from overtraining, is a direct antagonist to your goals.
So how does this work exactly? Well, it comes down to a really simple but incredibly powerful relationship. When stress goes up, your body produces a hormone called cortisol. Now, I want you to think of cortisol and testosterone as being on opposite ends of a seesaw. When one goes up, the other's forced down. That means managing your stress is managing your testosterone. So how do you fight back? By building an arsenal of simple, effective tools. I'm talking about things like meditation, some basic relaxation techniques, or even just making a point to spend more time outdoors. These aren't luxuries, they are essential parts of your recovery strategy.
So let's bring this all together now. These three pillars, they don't exist in a vacuum. They combine to create the overall internal environment that your body needs to truly thrive.
And this brings us to a really fascinating piece of hormonal chemistry. You see, excess body fat isn't passive. It doesn't just sit there. Fat cells actually produce estrogen, which creates an internal hormonal environment where testosterone has to compete. This is a huge reason why maintaining a healthy body composition is such a key part of the entire equation.
So what about supplements? Well, things like vitamin D, zinc, and magnesium can absolutely help support healthy hormone levels, especially if you happen to have a deficiency. But the key word here is support. They are not and will never be a replacement for solid training, nutrition, and recovery.
So here it is, your action plan, boiled down to its very core. It's a holistic system built on 3 simple pillars. First, train for response with those heavy compound exercises. Second, fuel for hormones with plenty of protein and healthy fats. And third, recover to rebuild with quality sleep and serious stress management.
And this, really, is the ultimate takeaway. This quote just perfectly sums up the entire approach. The weights you lift, they're just the stimulus. The real magic, the real growth, happens when you create the optimal internal environment for your body to adapt, recover, and get stronger.
So the information is all right here. The master key is in your hand. The real question now is, are you ready to stop just working out and start building the total environment that will finally unlock the results you've been working so hard for?